Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin and we'll have an overview of the altcoin market and my expectations for potentially just this weekend, but moving into next week. Now that the ETF has been approved, that's likely to come into effect from what I understand next week, maybe even as early as Monday. So with all of that, could be a buy the rumour, sell the news. I kind of expect it to be that, to be honest, and not just because that's a popular phrase and a very common occurrence, but Bitcoin still in a very strong and aggressive uptrend since revisiting this low down here at the 40,000 to 41,000 zone, the upper portion of the support of the accumulation zone. So nice reaction from there, basically launching and not even touching any moving averages, just slicing through resistance, and for about 2 weeks we didn't even touch one moving average. We hit the 7 simple a few days ago after 2 weeks of consecutive uptrend, just a continuation basically. FOMO, very, very, very strong buying. Maybe some powerful people knew something we didn't, potentially, now that the ETF has been approved. But anyway, 7 simple tagged a few days ago, 10 exponential a few days after that. Yesterday, the 7 simple tagged again, and today we've opened a candle way above all major moving averages, way above them all. So, I mean, we're not outside of a Bollinger Band, but we did teeter we're bordering the previous all-time high. We're at $63,000 as of yesterday's wick. The money flow index is still extremely high, 93.6, previously over here at 95. It's a very high read, and for me, it's not a sign or a signal, but it's basically an expectation that we will have a dump or not a crash, but a pullback of a relatively large size. But as the moving averages approach new highs of their own, I would be looking for maybe a revisit down to potentially 52,000 or so. I'd be surprised to see candles closing below 52,000 at this stage now, as the moving averages have basically crossed up above the top of the accumulation zone. So if we were to have that kind of pullback from where we are right now, we're talking about roughly about 15 to 16, and I guess that's just where we are today. This is the 20 daily moving average, which is where I would expect to see it being supported from, maybe even the 21. Which is just this little grey one above it. So we are talking potentially an over a 10% dump on Bitcoin coming into next week is probably it's what I would expect. It doesn't have to happen all in one day or all in one go, but it would be reasonable to assume that kind of thing would happen, considering how high we are over here. When we are very high, the MACD is even very high. Do you know what I mean? Everything is very high. It's very high. But again, when FOMO enters the market, FOMO can drive things even higher than you ever expect, and sometimes TA can take a back seat. It's the TA that got us in this situation in the first place at the low levels. The TA basically, at this stage now is just a footnote in the epic gains which we're all enjoying, or should hopefully be enjoying. So the Bitcoin dominance chart, clearly we can see that the continuation of this uptrend, supported at the beginning of the week. Basically, we closed the last week and opened this week above the 20 weekly. We instantly retested it, and we're continuing to push up. So again, this is something that I was pointing out to people 2 or 3, maybe even 4 weeks ago. But to be honest, I've been talking about it for a long time, but I made the switch about 3 weeks ago into a larger Bitcoin position because this looked like it was turning up. We can see that the 20 weekly started to turn up. We started to reclaim this, and the 20 daily basically. This is an uptrend now. I would say this is an uptrend. If we close this candle body today on the 46.5 or above, we would get a very strong drive signal for the Bitcoin dominance. So again, Bitcoin dominance is it can be misleading. When we have an uptrend on Bitcoin dominance, doesn't necessarily mean that we have an uptrend in the market. The market could easily dump, crash, consolidate, pull back. All of that could easily happen, and this will go up. Because if I just, for those who haven't seen this sort of thing before, this was the bear market, yeah? This was the bear market. 2018 into, I suppose, mid-2019, this is where the bull market began again. And we had an uptrend, and the reason for that is that altcoins are getting completely destroyed and wrecked. So if we had a pullback, it's reasonable to assume, it's not even an assumption, it would be based upon every single pullback that we've ever really had from Bitcoin. Altcoins will amplify that downtrend. Bitcoin comes down 10%, altcoins come down 20 to 25%. This is a pretty pretty common procedure, you know, pretty standard practice. And with that, we will have a drive up with Bitcoin dominance. So just because this is uptrending doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to make money. It just means that you're, you know, I suppose, protected to an extent of losing money. However, you know, this is the daily, and I would be looking at this area here as a potential area for a pullback anyway. So a bit of a relief rally on alts. We're talking there 47.2, 47.5, basically the 200 exponential on the daily. The weekly, I think, is the more interesting area. So we're talking 48 to 49 to 50 to 51, 52, 53. Basically any area up here. I know it sounds very vague, but we can't underestimate either Bitcoin or altcoins. The market is definitely different now than it's ever been. So to underestimate either side of the market is a foolish thing to do. And the reason I say that is if we have a look at both of these charts, this is the total market cap, including Bitcoin, so everything all together. Peaking, in fact, making a brand new all-time high from what I can see so far. Yeah, so the market cap again, you know, just went on to basically it topped right back up from its incredible demise. So yeah, $2.5 trillion at the moment in the total market cap, and it's a very bullish chart. Yeah, conversion baseline above the cloud, cheeky span above price action. This wants continuation. I've been saying that for a little while now. And again, when we look at the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, same old story. It's exactly the same setup. Cheeky span above price action. We got a cross above the cloud, and the cloud is green. So again, alts are also very bullish. And you know, when alts are bullish, you know, they rally super hard, super fast. That's where some real significant money gets made. But based on the Bitcoin dominance chart, it might mean that they're going to lag a little bit over the long, well, not the long term, but over this weekly period until we get a significant rejection, which is where the ultimate rejection and rotation from Bitcoin into altcoins will take place. That's the one I'm looking for. I'm not looking for these micro rotations that happen on the uptrends. You know, they can be played, I suppose, with futures if you want to do that. Maybe if you've got the balls to do a rotation from your Bitcoin to altcoins, but you've got to know when to pull the plug and go back into your Bitcoin position again. For me, you know, I'm a family guy. You know, I don't really have the time to be doing all these sort of things. You know, as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to the park, you know, for the best part of the morning. So I can't be sitting around doing those sort of moves. I'd be looking for the larger swing trades, and for me, it would be, I would expect it to hopefully move up to 52% dominance before I even try to do that rotation, and that's based upon previous supports. It's mainly these supports, but if that breaks, which it could, we'd be heading up to the 57 to 58. Now, this is a weekly chart, so bear in mind we are talking that this isn't going to happen immediately. It can happen fast, it could, but it's going to creep up and down because the daily chart, the Bollinger Bands haven't really expanded a great deal because we've only just started uptrending. Retaking and reclaiming the 200 exponential is going to probably add a bit more pace to it, and if Bitcoin wants to rally, alts will be rallying with it, and that would probably mean that the dominance chart will creep up slower. I would expect this dominance chart to go up faster when dumps take place. But either way, yeah, I'm not looking for these areas for the large swing trade rotation to take place. Maybe not even for this time next month, maybe, or maybe even a little later. But it will happen. It will definitely happen, and that's where I'm really looking to cash in some serious Bitcoin into altcoins. And make some massive gains. Either way, you know, this is just an overview, and I'm just repeating myself for what I've been saying for the last 3 weeks. It's a very simple strategy. It's a strategy that I've employed, you know, for the majority of the bull market. We can see basically how we've gone. I mean, bull market began mid 2000, about January. No. It was about April 2019, and since then we have had a degree of accuracy on trading this, you know, all the way up, just on moving averages really. But there was a downwards descending channel. These often break to the up, and when we got the break up to the up, we made the epic altcoin trades. So, you know, it's a tradable chart for those who are casual traders like me that trade with large amounts of money, but do, you know, try to keep their trades down to a minimum, so do, you know, very big swing trades. I'm looking for one of those really big swing trades, and it'll be probably up around these zones. And hopefully, if we get up to this zone, the reason I want this is because I'm in a larger Bitcoin position. 60% probably at this stage. My portfolio is Bitcoin, and I'd be looking to limit that to maybe about 30% around this zone. So maybe I'll do a small portion around here, see how it goes. And if it picks up pace, I'll do more. But if it breaks through, this would be the main area, and this all the way down to here would be a very big alt season. Extremely good. We'll be talking a lot of these altcoins doing hundreds of percent, which means that if I put one Bitcoin into one of these, I end up with 2, 3, 4, 5 Bitcoins by the end of that rotation. And if my Bitcoin is worth 60, 80, 100, who knows what it'll be worth at the time of the transaction, at the time of the trade. I'm making, we're talking, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of dollars in what would be like a handful of trades. I mean, that's my situation because I'll be trading with half and whole Bitcoins at this stage. I mean, I've been trading this market religiously since 2019, so there has been some epic gains made along the way. This is where the end of the bull run, in my opinion, is likely to take place over the next 3 to 9 months. So I do want to be careful, and I do want to stress to everybody that you ought to be careful as well. No FOMO. Plan these trades. Plan your strategy, and this is my strategy. It's been this way for a long time now. It's a matter of executing that strategy correctly. Anyway, thinking about strategies, if you want to join the live stream tonight, there's a Patreon link down below. It's only £7.50 a month. You can join that. If you want to join the upper tiers for some mentoring and tutoring services, you can do that. But £7.50 a month gets you 2 live streams a week. And I do want to start talking about exit strategies, for the market. And I think that's how I'm going to start the stream tonight, talking about exit strategies and how to obviously appropriately deal with your exit plan. And don't try and catch the absolute top, all these sort of things. But anyway, if you want to join the live stream, do that. Telegram as well, that's free. And I hope to see you all later this evening. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.